Hi guys, it's about 9:30 at night and I don't really have anything specific that I want to talk about or discuss. I didn't pre-figure out what I was gonna say, and I just feel really heavy on my heart to talk about what I have been kind of debating over the last week and going through. I had an opportunity how do I even start this without giving anyone away? Basically, I have narrowed down my donors to my top 5 donors between California Cryobank and Fairfax. And in going over that, I started talking to one of my really close friends. We've known each other since we were 3. We went to school together from preschool all the way up to high school. And then he moved away and went to NYU, and I changed my career 5 times, and we live in different states, but we've always stayed really good friends, really close friends. We talk daily, if not daily, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And he is gay, and so he would never have an oops pregnancy or an accidental, I'm a dad. And so we were talking a lot about how I want a baby and I want a family, and he wants a baby and he wants a family, and he's ready for these next steps of life. And should we go at this as best friends? Should we just co-parent as best friends? We have gone through life together. I mean, as long as I can remember, he has always been by my side. He has seen me in every mood imaginable. We have fought. Sometimes it's my fault, sometimes it's his fault. We always are able to talk it out. We are always able to work through it. We never walk away angry. Sometimes we'll take a cooler, but we always, before the end of the night, we always talk it out. And I think that those are really important qualities and characteristics if you're going to choose to co-parent with someone. And so I had gone online to some of the single mom by choice, Facebook groups and different forums and different, people that I know, and asked everyone's opinion that was willing to listen to me. And everybody said the same thing: don't do it. Everyone off the bat immediately said, don't do it. And so I was like, okay, why? I need the big picture. And they were saying, you don't have to share custody. Why are you going to add these complications and these risks? And I just kept feeling and thinking, I know this person. It's not like we just got out of a nasty divorce and we hate each other and there's hurt feelings to work through. We're just friends and we can openly talk about it and there's no negative feelings. I've known his mom my whole life. She was my teacher for a couple different grades. My whole family was in her class. Our parents are good friends. And so I just felt like that doesn't apply to this situation. And the more we talked, the more I was just getting angry at him. And it wasn't even at him, it was just angry because co-parenting and sharing this child with him was taking away from my vision of what I wanted. He is a travel agent. He is very much all about traveling. That's super important to him. I don't care about traveling. I used to think it was important. And then with this pandemic, that's not important. When you're on your deathbed, it doesn't matter how many countries you've traveled to. What matters is the family around you. And I was feeling like doing this as co-parents would be really good because the baby, it's literally our biggest problem is that there's too many people to love our child. He wants to love the baby. He wants to be an active father, 50-50 custody. He doesn't want to sign off his rights. He wants his family to be involved. And I've decided to just go with my donor. I want full custody. I don't want him. The more we talked about it, it was more than just the traveling, but that was a really big thing. What do holidays look like? And how old do you want the baby to be when they travel with you without me? I was saying maybe you know, the age is subject to change, but maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere like 3rd to 5th grade, when they're emotionally developed and they're telling me that they want to go and that they feel comfortable to go without me, fine. I'll get over my insecurities and my helicopter parenting, and like if the child is saying that they want to and they're ready for it, fine. He was saying like 4 months, and I'm sorry, hell no. But that was just some of the stuff, you know. He wanted to bottle feed every single feeding because he wanted to be able to bond with the baby, and I think breastfeeding is more important to their brain development, given that I'm able to produce milk. I know it's not an option for every woman. I don't know if it will be an option for me, but I would at least like to try. I would like to have a partner supporting me in that. And so just like through a lot of things where it wasn't like, it wasn't necessarily us just not able to compromise, but it was the things that we were compromising on were just fundamental big topic things. And so I kind of feel like an asshole. I sent him a message, and I'll read it to you guys. I'm not gonna show the camera because I don't know how to blur out the phone number or the name of the contact. And I don't think they even know about this YouTube channel, but you know, the internet's the internet. So I will read you the message, and then his response just melted my heart and made me like, I definitely made a mistake picking the donor route. And then I was just like, I don't know what to do. I sent it to my sister, and she was like, oh my gosh, I totally understand why you're so back and forth on this. And you know, my family 100%, my family 100% like backs me up on this. They are all about the donor, but they're also all about this person because like we know each other so well. Sorry, I'm scrolling. It just, I don't know. So I said to him, well, I have definitely been thinking about this a lot, and it's a huge decision for both of us. I'm so grateful for your friendship and the opportunity to look into this option with you. It hasn't been easy to dive into so many hypotheticals, but I'm so glad we did. I value our friendship so much, and it means the world to me to be able to have conversations like this with you. The more we talk, the more I'm seeing big gaps in our expectations and stuff. There are a lot of deal breakers for me in the ways you want to do things, and I know a lot of how I want to do things clashes with your visions. I think compromise is good and necessary for any of this to work, but I'm feeling like the things we are disagreeing on are pretty big areas for compromise. Neither one of us is right or wrong, and neither one of us should have to settle or give up the vision that we see for our future kids. I think it's best for both of us to have families through other means besides each other. So for me, a donor, for him, maybe a surrogate. The last thing I would want to do is damage this relationship, and I feel that starting a family together definitely would risk that given our different viewpoints. I hope you can understand, but I'm honestly assuming you probably feel the same. This sweet boy broke my heart when he said this. I definitely would never want to hurt and ruin our friendship. I'm glad, too, that we can sort through everything together. I personally am still willing to talk things through, especially because I'm afraid I wasn't clear on certain items. However, I obviously respect whatever decision you make. I wouldn't get in the way of you raising a baby in the way you've always envisioned. You've thought about this a lot more than I have, so my ideas, decisions are brand new still and not necessarily set in stone. Everything that I wrote in the document came from my thoughts from just about 2 days. It's true that compromise is good, but when it's on huge topics, whatever we determine to be more important topics, again, it's up to each of us to play out our lives, the baby's life, as we envision. If that is your final decision, then that's fine. I personally would like to still bring the conversation back up in at least a month after I've had more time to think, but if your decision is final, then I 100% respect that and love you. You guys. What do I do? How can you say when I know for a fact I just crushed his dreams of wanting to be a dad and him wanting to do this with me as friends, I crushed his dreams, and he came back and he met me with love and patience and understanding. And it's like, those are perfect qualities and traits that you need when you co-parent with someone. I just finished reading a book called The 5 Love Languages of Children, and I think that, you know, he would be able to communicate love in all of those different ways. And I just ordered a new book. It came in the mail today called, it's in the other room. Family by Choice. And so I'm planning on reading that, but I really need some guidance from you guys. What, you know, you can message me or leave it in the comments below if you feel comfortable enough, but like, what would you guys do? Were you presented with this option of a known donor? It's not really a donor. He wants to co-parent and he wants to be a part of it. And how did you decide that the risk of 50-50 custody was worth the benefit of the baby having a father versus me just not having that risk at all and being a mother? And I know that my family will love this baby. I know they will get everything that they could ever need. I know that if I raise them in the right way and give them love and what they need when they need it and appropriately, that I don't think they would have daddy issues. You know, I was raised by a single mom. I never missed my dad. I never had that like feeling of void that some people feel. And so it's really hard for me to think that having a father for the baby is the more important thing. In terms of male role models, my sister's husband is an amazing role model. My stepdad would be a great role model. So there are role models that live very close that would be in the baby's life all the time that are male. My sister, female, me, my mom. So how did you make that decision? What were the things that you looked at, and at what point in that conversation did you realize that you're compromising way more than you know you're okay with because you want this to work out so badly? Please give me any advice, any tips, anything in the comments. Send me a message. I would love some insight on this. As always, sorry that this is terrible editing, but there's my Bentley. This is my new house, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.